Today, Our Lady heard your silent cry. Heaven bent down over your home, and it is no coincidence that this prayer reached you. There are wounds in your soul that perhaps no one knows about. There are tears that fall in the silence of the night, and even words that never dared to leave your lips, but that your heart cries out. Perhaps you have felt that everything is stuck, that nothing is moving forward, that doors are closing, that strength is draining, and that even breathing has become heavy. But now, at this moment, heaven has decided to draw near to you, and Mary, the Mother of Jesus, has bent down to hear every hidden pain. I tell you, it is no coincidence that you are here. It is providence. Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, stands before you to welcome what you can no longer bear alone. Welcome to this channel, a space of faith and comfort. Here you will find a voice that joins yours in crying out to heaven. I sincerely thank you for being here today. Thank you for opening your heart and allowing this prayer to reach the deepest places of your soul. If you haven't yet subscribed, I warmly invite you to subscribe now and leave your name and where you're listening from in the comments. Because this prayer is not just a single word, it is an encounter between heaven and your life. Each comment is also a form of testimony, and together we become a family of faith, sustained by the love of Mary, the Mother of Jesus. Today, I want you to allow yourself to enter into this prayer, body and soul. Close your eyes, surrender your heart, and unite your voice to mine. Because at this moment, the Virgin Mary is passing before you and touching everything that was blocked, everything that was paralyzed, everything that seemed impossible to move. The Holy Spirit breathes in the silence, and Our Lady envelops you with her mantle of tenderness. She is interceding, and I ask that you not only listen, but participate, because prayer has power when the heart surrenders. I know you may be tired. Some people look at you and don't understand the weight you carry, but Mary understands. Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, wiped away every tear you hid. She held every sigh you released into the void. She was there when you felt abandoned, when you thought no one cared, when you believed hope had died. And that's why, in this moment, something supernatural begins to happen. It's not just a video, it's not just a prayer, it's the heavens moving over your story. The Virgin Mary is present because your heart is crying out. I know you feel trapped in situations that won't change, doors that won't open, relationships that won't heal, bills that won't settle, pain that won't go away. But this is where the miracle begins. Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, who stood by the cross, who didn't give up when everything seemed over, comes to you today to say, it's not over. There is hope. There is a way out. There is victory ready. So, take a deep breath and allow the peace of heaven to begin to fill your heart. Now imagine Mary's blue mantle enveloping your life, like a mother's embrace welcoming her weary child. Feel this presence that doesn't judge, doesn't condemn, but loves, protects, and consoles. Today you are not alone. Today you no longer carry this burden alone. Today, heaven fights for you. And if your heart still doubts, I say more. Even without seeing, believe. Even without feeling, trust. Because the Virgin Mary doesn't appear to the strong. She appears to the weak, who recognize they can no longer do it alone. And you, who are here now, are the chosen one. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made, how many times you've fallen, how many times you've failed. The Mother of Jesus didn't come here to accuse you, but to lift you up. At this moment, surrender to her the obstacles that hinder your life. Surrender the fears that paralyze your steps, the anxiety that steals your sleep, the pain that weighs on your heart. Surrender to her the dreams that seem buried, the promises that seem distant, the hope that seems extinguished. Mary, the Mother of Jesus, gathers everything you place in her hands and presents it to the heart of her Son. You no longer have to carry the weight of your story alone. You no longer have to live as if it were the end. Today a new era begins. Today the sky opens a path where there was only desert. Today the invisible chains that held you back begin to break. Today tears turn into seeds of hope. Today the impossible begins to become possible. So, close your eyes and join me in this prayer. Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, is here. Feel her presence. Feel her peace. Feel her love. Take a deep breath and surrender. Because heaven is in motion because of you, and there is nothing Mary cannot transform when you open yourself to receive. Our Lady, I can no longer bear so much weight alone. Mary, dear Mother, so many times I have tried to solve everything by myself and have failed. Today I bend my knees in spirit, and with an open heart, I surrender to you everything that holds me back, everything that blocks my paths, everything that prevents me from being happy. I no longer want to live imprisoned by pain, fear, or guilt. I cry out now, Virgin Mary, for your gaze of mercy to envelop me and help me cross this dark valley. I know I am not here by chance. I know this is the moment when things begin to change. I place my deepest sorrows into your hands. Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, take every tear I've shed. Every night I've gone to bed with a weary soul. Every morning I've woken without strength. I place in your hands the weight of rejection I've carried since childhood, the harsh words that hurt me, the gestures that made me feel inferior. I also place in your hands the hurts that held me back in the past, and that still corrode my present. I no longer want to live like this. I no longer want to carry invisible chains that prevent me from moving forward. Our Lady, I call upon your intercession, so that all envy, every evil eye, and every negative energy that has been cast against me may now be broken by the power of heaven. Mary, wrap me in your mantle of light and free me from cycles of failure and loss. I declare by faith that I am no longer hostage to that which sought to destroy me. Heaven is at work, liberation has already begun, and I believe that all chains are now being shattered. Dear Mother, there are so many invisible battles within me. I fight against the anxiety that robs me of peace, against the depression that tries to pull me to the bottom of the pit, against the guilt that insists on accusing me even after God's forgiveness. I cry out for your intercession, so that the balm of heaven may heal every emotional wound, so that the sword of faith may cut the knots that imprison me. May your Son Jesus, through your intercession, bring to my heart a peace that the world cannot give. I also cry out for my practical needs, beloved Mother. I know that heaven moves in every detail of life, and so I ask that doors that were closed be opened. Intercede for me in my finances, open avenues for work, create opportunities for sustenance. If until now everything seemed blocked, today I declare in your presence that doors open, that barriers fall, that providence arrives. Intercede also for my family relationships. Where there is disunity, bring reconciliation. Where there is silence, bring dialogue. Where there is wound, bring healing. Where there is separation, bring rapprochement. Mary, Mother of Jesus, I know that heaven is not indifferent to my cry. Even without seeing, I believe. Even without feeling, I trust. Because I know that your intercession reaches the heart of my Lord and moves mountains that I could not move alone. I believe that the chains that bound me are now being broken. I believe that the desert of my life is beginning to bloom. I believe that the storm that seemed to drown me is now transforming into a safe path. I feel your presence, Virgin Mary, like a mother who welcomes and consoles. I feel your mantle covering and protecting me. I feel heaven descending upon my home, upon my family, upon every area of my life. I know I am not alone in this battle. I know I don't need to fight on my own strength. Today I surrender to your care, dear Mother, because I know that by surrendering to you, I am surrendering myself to the love of your Son, Jesus. Our Lady, I also cry out for those I love who need your intercession. Take each name I now carry in my heart, each member of my family, each friend, each person facing difficulties even greater than mine. Bring them all to the merciful heart of Jesus. May none of them be left without experiencing your protection, without feeling your embrace, without knowing the power of your intercession. I declare with all faith, I am no longer a hostage to my pain. I am no longer a prisoner of my fears. I am no longer a slave to the lies I've been told. I am free through the love of your Son, and this freedom comes to me through your intercession, dear Mother. Heaven is acting now. Liberation has already begun, and I prophesy that things are beginning to move. Even if the enemy tries to say there is no way out, I believe there is. Even if the natural eyes cannot see it, I trust that victory is already decreed. Even if the doors still seem closed, I declare that heaven has already released the key that opens each one of them. Even if the chains still seem heavy, I believe that heaven has already broken them. I now place myself completely before you, Mary, Mother of Jesus, and I say, take charge of my life. Take charge of my story. Take charge of my present and my future. I don't know how to resolve this, but I know who to trust. And from this moment on, I choose to trust, no longer in myself, but in you, who intercede unceasingly for me. Our Lady, I feel deep in my soul that something is happening. I feel the walls that surrounded me begin to fall. I feel the weight that crushed me begin to lift. I feel light begin to shine in place of darkness. I feel everything that was blocked now begin to flow, like waters flowing again after a long time of being blocked. And I receive this miracle by faith, because I know that heaven is moving because of me. Today I prophesy over my life and yours. Doors opened, soul healed, miracle unleashed. I believe this moment was not just another prayer. It was a supernatural encounter with the grace of heaven, an embrace from the Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus, who leaned down to comfort us, lift us up, and remind us that we were never alone. What seemed impossible has already begun to move. What was locked is now opening. What was lost is being rescued. Today is the beginning of a new time. Our Lady, dear Mother, I thank you for not abandoning me in the days of pain, for not leaving me helpless on the nights I cried in silence. Thank you, because I know you collected every tear, every sigh, every cry that never left my mouth. Today I feel that I am no longer the same, that hope has returned, that the weight has been lifted, that light has shone in the midst of darkness. Thank you, Mary, for interceding with Jesus, and for showing me that heaven is never indifferent to the cry of a sincere heart. I declare that every word of defeat hurled against me has fallen to the ground. I declare that every spiritual, emotional, and material blockage has been broken. I declare that the chains have been shattered, and that I walk free, with firm steps, because the Lord is with me and Mary covers me with her mantle. Today I choose not to look back, not to cling to old pains, not to allow myself to be imprisoned by fear. Today I walk under the blessing of heaven, with my heart lifted high, with renewed faith, and with the certainty that a new time has begun. Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus, I ask that you continue to intercede for me. Send your angels to guard my paths, to free my home from all evil, to open doors where I cannot open them, to guide me when I don't know which direction to take. May your angels of light surround my family, protecting, healing, and sustaining them. May no work of darkness have power over me, for I am under your protection and under the victory of your Son, Jesus. Our Lady, show me the way. I don't want to be lost. I don't want to live aimlessly. I don't want to take blind steps. I want to be guided by your hand to the heart of Jesus. May every decision I make be illuminated by your intercession. May every choice be guided by the wisdom of heaven. May every dream be aligned with God's will. I know the struggle still exists, but now I'm certain I no longer fight alone. I know the path may be rocky, but now I know I won't walk barefoot, because your presence softens every step. I know storms will still come, but now I'm certain I won't face the wind alone, because your mantle covers me. I know the enemy may try to rise up, but they won't be victorious, because heaven is with me. Today I make a commitment before you, Virgin Mary. I will not give up. I will not give in to discouragement. I will not let myself be overcome by difficulties. I will remain steadfast, even when everything seems contrary, because I know that your intercession is constant. I know that Jesus will not abandon me. I know that heaven is always in motion because of me. I now prophesy blessings upon my life. I prophesy open work doors, restored finances, and reborn dreams. I prophesy health in my body, balance in my mind, and peace in my soul. I prophesy reconciliation, where there is division, love where there is hatred, forgiveness where there is hurt. I prophesy that no barrier will remain standing, because Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, has already interceded, and heaven has already decreed victory. Dear Mother, I don't know how to thank you. Words seem small compared to what I feel right now, but I want to say from the bottom of my soul, I trust in you. I trust in your intercession. I trust in the power of your Son. I trust that heaven has already moved on my behalf, and even though my eyes cannot see, I choose to believe. Even though circumstances don't change immediately, I choose to trust, because faith doesn't depend on what I see, but on the certainty that God's love never fails. And to you who are with me in this prayer, I say, it was no accident that you arrived here. Heaven chose this moment to speak to you, to embrace your pain, to dry your tears. I want you to write your name and where you are praying in the comments. Because this prayer is not just an individual experience. It is a chain of faith that unites thousands of hearts under the intercession of the Virgin Mary. We are not alone. We are a family crying out together, and heaven responds to the cry of faith. I invite you to subscribe to this channel now, because this is a space of faith and comfort, a refuge for the weary, a place where Mary, the Mother of Jesus, extends her mantle and reminds us that there is always hope. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any prayers, because each encounter like this is an opportunity for heaven to touch your life again. Take a deep breath. Feel the peace that has descended upon you. It's not just a momentary relief. It's the certainty that something has begun to change. Keep this faith in your heart and walk confidently, because today heaven moved for your sake. Today the Virgin Mary interceded for you. Today liberation began. Today the miracle was unleashed. And so, with a heart at peace and a soul strengthened, I conclude this prayer by saying, Our Lady, Mother of Jesus, intercede for me. Cover me with your mantle. Guide me with your hand. Lead me to the heart of your Son. And may I never lack faith, hope, and love. Amen.